Hawaii is almost a perfect place. It is a wonderful combination of that which is very peaceful and that which is very dynamic at the same time. You can begin to believe in the legends of Pele and why the volcanoes act the way they do. You can understand why people want to come and visit this island and others. It is so different and extraordinary. There is such ohana, the feeling of togetherness, the feeling of oneness in Hawaii, that it's not why people should come here, it's why on earth would you want to leave? The Hawaiian landscape is incredibly diverse. It is as if we have created a microcosm of the entire earth here. You can find everything from desert, semi-desert, tropical, alpine environment. There's very little that protects the Hawaiian Islands. These are small islands out in the middle of nowhere that are battered by winds and rain forces. As these forces sculpt out some of the areas of the islands, we end up with this intense variety of landscapes and little microclimates. The Hawaiian Islands are very unique in their structure and how they came about because they are land masses that were formed as the result of a very thin spot in the Earth's crust, and through this, molten lava has pushed upward from inside the Earth's core, like adding one layer of clay onto another. These are islands that shouldn't be here. This hot spot in the middle of the ocean is somewhat of an anomaly. We don't see the same thing occurring in other oceans. Basically, we have a weak spot and the lava has found its way through it, bubbled upwards to the surface in one layer after another, and created hundreds of islands in the Hawaiian archipelago. We think of Hawaii as being maybe 7 or 8 major islands, but in fact it's a chain of hundreds of them that extend thousands of miles across the Pacific. All volcanoes in the world are notoriously unpredictable. We never know exactly what it is that we're going to see when we approach them. And the fact that we can get so close to them in Hawaii to perhaps feel the steam emanating from the lava flows and see the redness through various skylights in the lava tubes is a very unique, very adventurous experience. Mauna Kea was the only one of Hawaii's volcanoes to actually have a glacial cap during the last ice age. The atmosphere at the top of Mauna Kea is thin and it's clear, and this is some of the primary reasons why it was picked to be such a good site for some of the observatories that we have. There is an amazing collection of beaches to be discovered in Hawaii. You have, of course, your white sand, manicured Waikiki beach just waiting for you to take some sun on, or you can discover the red sand beaches of the islands of Kauai, or perhaps the black sand beaches of the Big Island. The Nepali coastline is like viewing a moment from another time. This otherworldly quality to it is what makes it so very famous, so very special. If you could only do one thing in Hawaii, you should go and see the Nepali coast. A trip to the North Shore is a trip to the other side of not just Oahu, but the other side of the way Hawaii lives. You can see the waves along the Waianae coast, sometimes up to 30 feet high during the winter storms. This is Hawaii as the locals live it. The waterfalls in Hawaii are absolutely breathtaking. There is something so romantic and peaceful about them. Maybe it's the very lush vegetation that surrounds them, and this remote quality to them that makes you feel that you have entered a very unique, very special place in the world. The waterfalls in Hawaii are unexpected. You can be taking a mountain hike, you can be driving along a road, you can be walking along a beach, and all of a sudden you'll encounter one of these wonderful cascading falls, and it makes it a very special moment. The views seen from various places in Hawaii will take your breath away. There are astonishing vistas to be found on every island. Waimea Canyon has been nicknamed the Grand Canyon of the Pacific because it is startling in its resemblance to that area. It's a canyon-like feature that's been created by the erosion of wind, waves, and simply time. And it was Mark Twain that first gave it that nickname, and it's very true. The view from the Pali Lookout is a view not only into Hawaii's past and its present, but also into its future. You can see so much of the panorama of the island of Oahu spread before you. Haleakala is fabulous. It is like going to the surface of the moon. It is breathtaking. It will transport you to a place that is so otherworldly and so different. This whole area, the islands of Maui, where we find Haleakala, but also Lanai, Kahului, Molokai, were at one time all part of the island of Maui, and it's split apart. So it's a little more unusual than some of the other volcanoes. The Io Valley is hidden away in the very center of the island of Maui, a remote place. You'll hike into an area that will feel as though you are the only one to have ever traveled there. Its lush vegetation is the very heart of Maui. Beneath the waves in Hawaii, you will enter into a clear, pristine environment filled with the most colorful and numerous varieties of aquatic life that you could possibly imagine. If you come to Hawaii and you don't take time to do some snorkeling or scuba diving, you are missing out on one of the most important parts of the Hawaiian experience. Angelfish, triggerfish, bright, colorful clownfish. Anywhere in the Hawaiian Islands, you might encounter the humpback whale. At 40,000 tons and up to 50 feet long, you won't have any difficulty recognizing this wonderful creature. During your dive experience, you may find yourself face to face with one of the most fearsome predators on the face of the earth. These dangerous creatures will leave you with the experience of a lifetime. I think everyone should come and see Hawaii. It is a very unique combination of what is peaceful about our planet and what is dynamic at the same time. The things I like most about Hawaii is that it's almost a continual surprise. It feels like you can drive around a corner and you're going to see a different view. You're going to find perhaps something that you haven't had a chance to view before, and knowing that there's the possibility that maybe there's something that still hasn't been discovered yet. It is a constant surprise.